Hey there, Internet Drifters. It's Izanami-kun back with another episode of Reality RimWorld. And if you didn't watch the first episode, I'll put a little linky thing up here in the right-hand upper corner so that you can do that. It'll also be in the description. There will be a link to the original video. And what this episode, or what this series is all about, is following these 4 people and anybody else they might randomly have, become a part of their thing, and watch these conversations and kind of watch as the drama unfolds from these conversations. A lot of real life happens in the dialogue, and a reality show just wouldn't make any sense if you just watched what they did. It only makes sense when you listen to them talking to each other on a day-to-day basis. So that's what we're doing here. We're listening to them. Well, not really listening, but we're watching them talk about their guilty pleasures and try to get wooed by pemmican stories, or get actually wooed by stories about bell peppers, which, that makes sense. Sure. The ridiculousness of the things that they say is hilarious, and we're going to continue along that vein today. Unfortunately, there's really not a whole lot that the Muffalo do, but maybe their interactions with the Muffalo, sometimes they talk to them, that might be kind of interesting as well. So we'll continue forward and see what happens. Where is my other? I could have sworn I had 4. Got one there. They're on top of each other. Silly Muffalo. Gutierrez has such a high mood that she has experienced an inspiration of Go Frenzy. So she's going to be moving faster than usual. I don't think that anybody really cares. I mean, they've been kind of ignoring her a bit. So I can't be sure, but I think this banana tree is part of the mods that I'm using. I'll put the image on the screen again, just in case you missed it from the first one. I'm not going to put all the links to the mods in the description because that's just way too many. But, you can research their name, look it up, and find out for yourself. I'm sorry, you can download them for yourself, and it just adds a little bit more flavor to the game. Nothing major. Why are you all still sleeping? Goodness. Oh, important thing to note. I made most of them, I made all of them beautiful. I think I made like 70% chance of them being greedy. I didn't want to deal with jealousy, although I probably should have increased those odds as well, but I really didn't want to have to deal with jealousy because you have more than one person with jealousy and it's just impossible to keep them happy. So, greedy, on the other hand, they can all be greedy and be satisfied of that greed, because that just means they want a really impressive bedroom. And I think that's what we're going to have them work on today. That and getting up, the basics, just farming stuff, nothing major. There are most, if not all, of the events that would typically happen in a RimWorld game are turned off here. There's not even really a possibility of them getting into any danger or... Hey, orange tree. This way we can focus on the drama and not on forced drama. Does that make sense? Okay, this is going to be their little apartment-y area, and I'll also focus a little bit on this. I got them enough meals. They should be good for a little while. But I am having them harvest berry bushes, just, you know, to prepare. It'll be good for a while. We're only on the 3rd day, so... Actually, I think that's only the 2nd day. Did I get here on the 1st? Maybe it is the 3rd day. One way or the other, it's not very far in. They've got plenty of time. Which they're using by not finally getting up. Michael woke everybody up being so loud, but they still want to stay asleep. Even though it is quite clearly past 5 o'clock where they're supposed to get up. They're like, fuck it, I don't care. Like, some of them don't even really need the sleep. They're just like, I'm not at 100 yet. Okay, so Solik isn't even out of bed yet. He's still technically resting, and yet he and Gutierrez have had 2 conversations. One about practicing roulette, and one about taming yaks. They are the only people who have talked yet today, and by all accounts, Solik really should just get out of bed. Well, he is a lazy bastard. He is at 100%. Why? There you go. There you go. I'm telling you, these people. Oh, hey. So this is the first time I've actually seen somebody doing it. Oh, I'm supposed to choose the catch too. Small fish. So this is one of the mods that it allows you to go fishing, which gives you a little bit more incentive to build on maps that have rivers or even lakes. Whereas before, you know, without this mod, this sort of thing going through the map, you might be like, oh man, I have to build around that. There's really no point to it because water doesn't matter in RimWorld. But now it does, kind of. And I kind of like that. Unfortunately, the type of fish that you go for may take quite a while to actually catch anything, but Michael, you've been on that walk for a long ass time. You think maybe you're ready to come back and work, buddy? Maybe? Any day now. There you go. I was wondering if that was just gonna happen. Michael was passing by Gutierrez, and I thought, man, you know, they just are not talking. That is just cold. But apparently, no, Gutierrez is like, no, I'm rising above it. And she quipped about some crazy elephants with Michael. I wonder what kind of crazy elephants she's talking about. Like, literally insane man-hunting sort of elephants that are trying to rip you to shreds, or just silly, crazy elephants that do silly, crazy things. The world may never know. On his way to meditate, Solek and Michael gabbed about fighting lyrebirds. I have never seen a lyrebird in this game anywhere ever. I'm not even sure that is a thing. Like, are they talking about an off-world animal? Something that came from their home planet, I guess? And then you have to wonder, like, what kind of home planet do they have where they're fighting these lyrebirds? What is a lyrebird? Is it man-sized? Is that why you're fighting it? Is this a sport that you, like, go to watch people wrestle with lyrebirds? Man, the things they talk about I really wish I could get a little bit more context behind it. And now Sam is chatting about Wolverines with Gutierrez. I'm guessing since it's not capitalized, she means the actual animal and not the superhero person. What do you think of when you hear Wolverine? I don't think about the animal, that's for damn sure. And now Gutierrez is chatting about neckties with Michael. She is really on point today. She just is like, no, I want to talk with people. I don't want people to be walking past me and not saying anything. So Michael, I'm going to just say something to you and we're going to talk and you're going to deal with it. And we're going to talk about neckties, something that we will never wear in this place ever. It's not even a possibility. But let's talk about it. And then let's just talk about general eating. Because, you know, neckties are cool and everything, but we can always talk about eating. Because that is something we're always going to be doing. That's a real go-to conversation right there. Eating. Talk about eating. I wonder if she's talking about their lack of table, because they still don't have a table. I really should have them build a table. So I wonder what I'm supposed to do with these fish. I have never actually gotten the fishing to work, mostly because I downloaded another mod in when I was testing all of these for different biomes, and the fishing mod does not work in the biomes that the mod created, so they only work in vanilla biomes. But I don't know, like, do I need to build a butcher table, or can I just cook the fish and not butcher them? I would assume it needs some kind of butchering, because like they need to be gutted and everything. But then again, is that part of cooking? I don't know, man. Just to be safe, I'm having them build a generator and a stove and a standing lamp. Actually, strike the fueled part. Let's just go electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. That way we can kind of get the most out of the generator. And I had to take Sam off of fishing because she's killing it, man. She's doing way too much. It's all gonna spoil before we get to it. Ooh, will the lovebirds talk? They didn't say anything to each other. Nothing at all. Huh. Oh, wow. I missed it entirely. She went back past Solik again and told a joke about the weather. I was busy looking at something else. I suppose that's gonna happen. So I wonder what joke they had to say about a permanent summer. Maybe about a different place. I don't know. I'm not very good with jokes, I guess. Especially about the weather. I don't know. Talking about the weather is fine. You know what? I live in a place where the weather changes every like 5 minutes, so it's not a very, like, that's the big joke here is, you know, you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. But That's from so far away. They're practically yelling at this point. I mean, every square is a meter, right? Goodness. So they're screaming across 5 meters, joking about eating habits. Boy, Gutierrez, I know you're a bit thick, but do you really have to talk about eating so much? That just seems a little, I don't know, stereotypical? Come on. Well, I hope the joking that they were doing wasn't about, like, eating disorders. I mean, I know it said eating habits, but a disorder is also a habit. It's just a bad one. I really hope not, but like with the whole beautiful thing, I can't really say that that's not possible. Yee. When did Michael and Solek have together time? I guess he must have come up right here and like, I don't know. I didn't even see them together. But apparently they had 2 whole conversations. Why is their talking often just shouting from across the way? So they talked about taming dolphins, which they will never do. We'll never be around dolphins. You're silly. And they chatted about recreation, which their recreation is a little better now. I got a few recreative. I don't know if that's even a word, so maybe I'm just saying a word that doesn't exist. But recreational facilities have been constructed, so there's plenty to talk about there. Maybe they're talking about, you know, what they want to do together. You know, maybe they want to play a game together. I don't know. Or maybe they're just talking about which ones they like better. It's interesting watching Solek and Michael's relationship develop, because like there's sort of a brohood going on there. And then by contrast, Sam and Gutierrez have very different conversations. It makes me wonder if the programmers of RimWorld actually have like male-centric conversations versus female-centric conversations that are programmed into the hard code. I don't know how to even check that, but I mean, it really seems like there's a definite divide where like the boys are talking about boy things, taming dolphins maybe not so much, but in a way it could be. That seems like a unisex topic. Just like the weather is a unisex topic, but then like recreation, sportsing. Boys love talking about sportsing, and then the girls are talking about eating habits. So, although they also started talking about Wolverines, which seems like more of a male topic than a female topic to me, but maybe they were scared, like, oh, I hope there's no Wolverines here. There used to be on my home planet, blah, 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 you know? I don't know. I can't help but wonder. And it might not be. Maybe it's super coincidental that it just seems that way. But it's interesting to think about. I guess Sam's too hungry to talk to anybody right now. Like, fuck you. I'm going to eat. Everybody goes by Gutierrez without talking. It happens a lot to her. Poor Gutierrez. I think she's probably the most undervalued member of their team. I mean, here she is harvesting all of this steel, and they can't even talk to her when they see her. They're just like, we're busy. Well, Sam obviously was exhausted. Hey, Michael made a comment about cooking with cauliflowers. Really? So he's one of those, is he? Like, I mean, it doesn't say what he's cooking with cauliflowers, but like in my head, because of that whole like cauliflower replacing wheat fad thing, I wonder if he's like talking about, oh yeah, you can use them for like pizza crusts, you can mash them up like mashed potatoes, you can use them and kind of dice them up like rice, you know? Like, so Michael's one of those. Is he a cook? He doesn't really do cooking, so who is our cook? Oh, Sam. Sam is our cook. Sam is tuckered out. And he doesn't, like, he knows a little bit about cooking, but he doesn't really know a lot. So he's sort of Karening this whole cauliflower bit, I think. Is there a male version of Karen? Because if there's not, I'd like to put forth the idea that it should be Michael. Just saying. Just saying. All right, Solek is up. Not hungry enough to eat. Has already woken somebody else up, but Gutierrez is not having it. Sam should be up, but isn't. Michael's still getting there. Sam was the first one to sleep. I wonder if she'll be the last one to wake up. Oh, nope, there she goes. Boy, they don't do a lot of talking. They just walked right past each other without saying a word. What kind of relationship is it, you know? And they're not talking, but she's eating, so I guess that makes sense. And now he's eating. Well, if you're upset about people waking you up, why don't you just get up? You got 100. It's 100%. It's not going to go up any higher. Oh, Sam did talk to Gutierrez. When did that happen? It must have been super quick. She said a word about odd jobs. I guess maybe because Sam is technically doing all the odd jobs. She's doing all the hauling right now. Had to take her off of fishing. Look at all these fish. She caught a bunch of fish. We don't need all that right now. We got plenty of meals for right now. So I took her off of that. I mean, hauling's important. So maybe she's upset about that. Or maybe she's just like, yeah, it's got to get done. So I'm doing it, but this is not where I shine. And it really won't be. Like, this is not where she shines. She is a cook. That's what she does. That's what her bio, that's what I got her for. Cooking and shooting. And a little bit of animals. Hauling is not what she's best at. But it does need to get done. Wait, what? Why is Michael upset? So upset that he is now on a food binge. The final straw was greedy for impressive bedroom. So now you're going to eat all of the good food because of that. What a bastard. And nobody else can take over the building for him. So I guess that's just how it's going to be. Maybe we'll get lucky and he'll eat the berries instead. That'd be nice. Hey, look at that. He did. At least for this round. We'll see if that keeps up. So now Sam's joking about tailors, whereas in the last episode, where is it? They quipped about friendly tailors. Now they're joking about tailors. And Gutierrez commented about crazy horses, which they happened at the same time, both of those conversations. So I'm wondering, did the joke about tailors have to do with horses? Alright, he went for the berries again, but now there's no berries for him to go after. So I gotta have her I have to manually tell her to haul stuff. Aww, the fucking muffalo ate. Oh no, they didn't. Whew. There's still oranges. Boy, they are just gabbing about. So Gutierrez and Sam chatted about wearing shoes. Is this a choice? Like, is this a choice that you're talking about having to make? Like, or Are you talking about what kind of shoes to wear? Because if it's a choice about whether or not to wear shoes around here, I would recommend continuing to wear shoes. I haven't seen them yet, but I'm pretty sure there are snakes and there's definitely rats. There's always rats. And then they quipped about craps with Gutierrez, which I really wish I could make a little area for them to play dice games like that. I'm sure there's a mod for it, but I don't have it. So, sorry. Sorry, guys. That is something that will go unfulfilled. And again, with the berries. I'm really glad I had those berries on hand. They are not nearly as good as these packaged survival meals. These give that fine 8 fine meal bonus. Oh, where's it? Maybe it doesn't. I thought it did. Well, I think it used to. I guess it doesn't anymore. In any case, I still think they're better. Oh, Sam chatted about favorite haircuts. You can't really tell what kind of hair she has, because, you know, helmets and everything, but she's beautiful. I bet that it's perfect. Okay, which one is he going for now? Where are you going, Michael? Yeah, that's my boy. Why do you pick up 20 if you're only going to eat 15? And you just throw the other 5 on the floor. Also, could you imagine eating 15 oranges? 15 berries, sure. 15 oranges? That's a lot of oranges, man. Wait, what? At some point, Sam communicated thoughts about the link between the market and art with Gutierrez. What does that mean? Is that like deep conversation graphic? It looks like 2 eyes looking at each other. Like they're staring into each other's eyes. Huh. The link between the market and art. I don't see it. I don't see any link between the market and art, but I'm sure there is one because there's links between pretty much everything. I could see how the market could influence art. I don't know how art would influence the market except through how politics and world events influence art. But those things would also directly affect the market. I don't know that there would have to be a route that circumnavigates through art to get to the connection between politics and world events and the market. But I suppose it's something worth communicating thoughts about, because I have some. What about you? Do you have any thoughts about the market and art and the link between the two? And I don't even know what market. I'm like, part of me is assuming like the supermarket, like the things people sell, but then it could be the stock market. Virtually the same thing in some respects, but very different things in other respects. So comment your thoughts below. Communicate your thoughts, and maybe we'll be able to stare deeply into each other's eyes and have that same icon pop up in whatever reality is hosting the game of our world. You just got outside and now you're going for another one. Dude, Michael, you need to stop. Solek quipped about fighting muggers with Sam. Oh, where did that happen? Where they chatted about practicing cards. Again, I wish I could give you an area for you to do that, but I just don't have any place to do that. But fighting muggers. So Solek is flexing. That's what's happening here. Solek is like, yeah, I could fight a mugger. Just let them come. Just let them come. I could do it. I'd protect you, Sam. And Sam has 11 shooting. Solek has 12, so they're actually like on par with each other. Sam does not need protecting. Probably. She's not a careful shooter. Solek is a careful shooter. No, they are. They're both yeah, they probably are on par with each other. And besides, Sam was a bush sniper. Yeah, she probably is not afraid of muggers, but then again, muggers are usually melee, so maybe that was what came up. And she is crap at melee. He's not that great either, but he's better than she is. So, you know what? I'm going to have to give it to him. Maybe he would be able to take a mugger. At the very least, he'd be able to take the mugger while she got away. And that sometimes is really all that's important. We didn't get to it in time. I was really hoping to get these berries back before Michael got hungry again in his infinite pigging outness, but Sam and Solek were too busy chatting about rockets and joking about recreation, and just were not able to get the berries back on time. For all of their lack of conversating yesterday, they are really making up for it. Now, oh God, Sam and Solek shared their beliefs on politics. I assume it was a positive interaction, because, yeah, they got a deep talk bonus, so they must have similar views on politics, or at least not directly competing. Jesus, every time I press on pause, Solek told a joke about wearing sandals. That's easy. There's a lot of those. Anything else you want to say to each other? No? You good? All right. And he's going back for more. What will he choose? Of course, more berries. Hey, Solek, I need you to get some more berries. We have a visitor. Ooh, and they'll trade. Cool. I gotta find out who does the trading. Who's good at the trading? Of course, Michael. Michael is the one that is best at social. And Michael is a bit preoccupied. Oh well, what are you gonna do? I started actually picking up each pile separately so that they can be in separate piles so that he doesn't take so many at a time. Like this pile, he can only take 7 and he'll eat those 7 and then be done. Until the next time, of course. Wait, who are you talking to? You're talking to Michael while he's breaking. Okay, I didn't know that was a thing. But she's talking about life's annoyances to Michael, and I guess that makes sense because he is definitely in that place. You're not helping, Gutierrez. I know you're trying, but you're not helping. Just stop. With as many people that have passed Michael and not said a damn thing, I really thought that because he was on a mental break, that nobody could talk to him. Now I find out that's not true at all. Gutierrez talked to him. It's just that nobody wanted to. And now Solek and Gutierrez. See, Gutierrez, you need to stop talking about food and eating and move on. Talk about other things. This is becoming too much of a habit. People are starting to talk. Mainly me. Although I guess maybe it's not her that's starting those conversations. Maybe it's other people and they're doing it. They're doing it because of the stereotype, because she's a little heavier than the rest of them. She's obviously still beautiful. They're all beautiful. That's a requirement to being here, but she's, you know, a little heavier set. Maybe she's more voluptuous and curvy. But maybe they're the ones starting all these conversations about food. Well, they need to stop if that's the case. Well, I don't know when Michael's going to be finished with his tantrum, so I guess we're just going to have Sam do the trading just to see what's there. What is there? Not much. I could get some beer. I don't want to, though. Let's take a pemmican. Just for fun. Also, maybe Michael will go for the pemmican. Wait, how did these get bundled up there? Ooh, Solek communicated thoughts about philosophy with Sam. Boy, their relationship is getting deep fast. I mean, that's the sort of stuff I end up talking about, and people say I have problems with superficial, lighthearted conversation. I just launch right into, hey, let's talk about politics. Let's talk about philosophy. Let's talk about the existential nature of the universe. Apparently, one of them does too. I would assume it's Solek, because he's the one communicating the thoughts. This time. I think it was Sam last time with politics. So I guess it's kind of both of them, isn't it? And here he goes. Picking up the berries again. Everybody else is going to sleep. And Gutierrez said a word about sweet foods to Michael. And about bamboo trees. Well, Gutierrez, you're really trying. I see that you're trying to snap him out of it. I don't know that it's going to work, but I suppose you're doing a better job. At least with the bamboo trees, but then you bring it around to sweet foods. I know he's eating berries, but it's a little on point. Maybe you should try to get his thoughts off of life's annoyances and food. Just saying. And he went the whole day just binge eating. And I would like to argue that you can binge eat and still get a lot of stuff done. Well, that's nice. I'm glad he's taking care of his recreation during this trying time. Hey, there he goes. He went after the pemmican and woke everybody up. Good job, Michael. Good job. Boy, this is a long binge. Yeah, now you're making everybody else miserable. Everybody else is going to start breaking because of you. Because you keep interrupting them while they're sleeping. Disturbed sleep times 3. He's finished. Thank fucking God. On that note, I think I'm going to end the video here. I know we didn't get a whole lot done as far as work, but man, they have some crazy lives here. And they are only getting started. This is the 5th day. So there's more to come. Stick around. Like if you liked the video, subscribe if you haven't already. Check me out on Patreon. Check out my website, izanami-kun.com, and I'll see you drifters when you drift into the next video.